It's your girl, Mikkel Rose, and we are here in the studio at Iconix Radio with the one and only J-No, guys. Make some noise from the people in the front and in the back. Yeah, come on. This is going to be a good one, guys. Yes, J-No, how you feeling today?
Feeling great, super fantastic, bubblicious. I don't know about the bug. I'm good. I'm good.
It's like it's the kickoff of fall. Like you got the sun, then you got the breeze coming through.
Libra season.
Ooh!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Don't you make me jump up out this chair. What's up, my Libras? You know how we do. Yes.
Libra gang.
J-No. Oh my gosh. You're such an amazing creator.
Thank you.
You're an amazing person, just genuine. And you were introduced to us by an amazing friend. We had him on recently, Mr. Rob.
Yes, Robin Anderson.
Yeah, Mr.
Shout
Rob.
out to the homie. Yes.
Shout out to Politically Street, guys. Listen, he's an amazing guy, and he brought us to you, and he brought you to us, and it's been magic ever since.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Mr. J-No. So tell us, where did you get the name J-No?
Name J-No is basically just my initials, Jeremy Norris. I didn't want to, go too far to the left, too far to the right. Just give the name that my parents gave me. It's something that in high school and college and track, people started chanting. So I just roll with it.
J-No. Oh, look at
just like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for it. I love it. So, that definitely says a lot about you, just what you said. You stuck with what your parents gave you, and then it just naturally became like who you are now. And you're doing so many different things. And one thing I can say about creators is that once they get started on something, it always leads into something else, and then it goes into something else, and it's an ongoing train that never stops. And that's what you've done. So let's start with the backstory. I know you said when you was back in school, they were screaming your name, J-No, J-No. So what did you do in school?
Oh, so I mean, just athlete, track, football. Then I went to college, Lamar University, on a scholarship.
Lamar,
track,
okay.
And that's where, from the time my 10th grade year to high school, that's where I was doing music at. Went to the studio. And so I started writing. Like I said, went from writing to recording. I was back in the day recording with Swisher House, Rap A Lot, and stuff like that, different artists like that. And then from writing and then recording, I went to college. I was like, man, I ain't got nobody to record me.
Jay, you can't move that fast.
Oh, my bad.
You dropping some heavy hitters right now. Hold on, Jay. Wait a minute. Come here. And you're so modest with it. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm here for it. I love that. A lot of great icons. A lot of people they're never just dropping names and doing it because they're always doing it, but they're humble with it. And I'm feeling that from you. So let's kick back a little bit more. 10th grade. You started to do music.
Right.
And then somehow your talent switched you immediately over into big names like Swisher House.
Yeah, so the studio, Play the Rain, at the time that I was recording with, they basically would come to the studio. I was just kind of learning the engineering and the recording, and he basically put a beat on and be like, oh, yeah, here go my artist right here. J-No, go ahead, freestyle for him. I'm in the room with, Rap A Lot, Swisher House. I'm like, but that's when I found out that's when I would do my best work. And whenever my back is against the wall in the corner, that's when I come with my hardest lyrics and all that, So I was just like,
The saying is pressure makes diamonds.
Yep,
legit. I seen another one today where they were talking about grapes make wine. I was like, that's the one I like. Okay, let me be good. Let me be good. I like a little wine every now and then. So, J-No, you're playing football. You're I would definitely say that you were a star athlete in high school. You're doing that, and then you get into the studio. You get thrown into the booth. You start freestyling, because I know if you get thrown into the booth, you just not sitting there writing. You coming off the dome.
Got off the dome, man. That's during the heavy switch house there. Man, hold
Come on.
You know.
Now listen, I gotta let it be known. You know, I'm from South Park, so I'm a DJ Screw, SUC South Park head, like all the way to the dead end. You know how we do. So for you to be in the booth, giving that H-Town feel, that freestyle straight off the dome, what was that like? How was that created? Was that just in you?
I mean, I think so. It was buried deep in me, and it just came out. You know, I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. You know.
Oh, okay. Question. So, like back in the day, did you used to have the pencil or you the?
Oh yeah, the lunch table.
Yeah,
you got the. Actually, that's where it started. The lunch table.
Y'all don't know about that. See, I just want to say y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about getting the number 2 pencils. I used to be in the middle of the table, like, come on, Jay.
You got to do the scratching with the tip of the. You know,
don't break the pencil.
You know,
so that's where your first is that where you found your passion, like doing that, and then getting on the field. It's like you are building yourself up to where you are now.
Right. Well, I mean, we would freestyle on the way to the game, from the football game. You know,
Come
like
on.
you say, the lunch table. You know, and shoot, me and the homies Short Dog. I don't know if you heard of Short Dog.
I do. I have.
So we play football together. We, and we all be at the lunch table, and we like, look, man, we gonna do this one day,
Really?
And here it is. It's one day. So.
Wow. So once you got out of high school, you're doing music, right?
Right.
You've worked with Swisher House. You've worked with Rap a Lot. Like, your name is out there now.
Right. So when I went to college at Lamar, basically I started. That's when I found my label, Blue Chip Entertainment.
Okay.
At 18, and I kind of hate I did it. I kind of slept on it. I slept on the small town. I slept on my buzz. I was like, man, if it ain't Houston, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, we are like that. Come on.
So, but I started building my strong buzz in Beaumont, Port Arthur, going back all the way to Louisiana, to the tip of the boot of Louisiana.
At 18?
At 18, yeah.
Wow.
And I still was sleeping on myself. I'm like, it ain't Houston, it ain't nothing.
Right.
So I had to really realize, when people start randomly coming up to you and they start talking to you, and like, hey, you J-No, right? And I'm just, just modest as me.
Humble.
Just having a conversation with them.
I love it.
So, and then, my lady at the time, she's like, you know them? I'm like, no, I don't. They was just talking. I just started.
They ain't in your DM because they wasn't none at the time. I got you.
So, yeah, and that, so how I really did it with promotion, it was right on the cusp, but before the social media,
right,
kind of like doing
MySpace days.
MySpace days,
Come
exactly.
On. I'm with you.
Even right before MySpace. So,
really?
And so really I was grinding really on foot, So most artists back then, labels back then, you have a lot of talent, but people aren't there doing the footwork. So we was out there doing the footwork and traveling, and I believe that's what played a good part in really building the buzz and standing out above other artists. And so now everybody can just, on social media.
Come on, talk about it. It's true. It's true.
So.
There's so many pros and cons to that, because what I'm hearing and what I know, because when you talking about back in the day during that time, you talking about like fresh popping the trunk, selling out. Selling from the trunk,
indeed,
or going into one of the screw tape stores or a record store, and doing a deal.
Doing a deal, right? doing the consignment deal, set up consignment
$5,
yep,
$4.99.
Yep.
Look, no tax. Come on.
So and during that time we had the privilege of the Sharpstown Mall. I don't know if they had. I don't know if they had the performance then. They had the what was it called? But they had basically a station for independent artists and stuff like that.
Yes, the booth.
The booth. We had the old booth. Yeah, they listen to the booth and stuff like that. We had a song New Day, and we were just pushing it then, performing.
Hold
on.
So. I'm going to give you one. That's when King Johnny was still in. That was when he was just breaking out into Sharpstown and the what?
Yep. I had just got a fresh grill from there.
Come on.
So.
We ain't talking about diamonds no, we talking about gold grills.
Yep.
Air Force Ones, T-shirt, starch down.
Yep.
I just wanted to let y'all know.
I had the Blue Forces.
Come on. Listen. So you've always been a part of the growing culture. Mm-hmm. So, and you never stopped, because even now, seeing the work that you're doing now is you're a content creator.
Right. So
Go ahead.
I would say I wouldn't say I stopped, but I kind of just stepped away. Just really just started building, just kind of building myself, just intellectually and spiritually. And I feel like now, which brings me now to the music, I've kind of redefined, redeveloped myself. So I mean, I still come with the H-Town swag. At first, I was kind of like, when you go somewhere, like somebody become a Christian in the church, they go real far to the left every day. Hey, brother, come here, let me tell you about the Lord.
Right.
They be heavy on it, what I'm saying? So I feel like I done that with my spirituality. Then I had to kind of calm down a little bit and kind of find a good balance and in between spot. You know what I mean?
That was so what it sounds like is that there was a transition between you coming out of out of the blue Air Force Ones. No, I know you still put some on, but but there was a transition mentally from that. Then, right? So let's talk about that, because that's a reflection of your music, obviously, from when you were when you came out of high school until now. So let's talk about that transition and what made that happen, because you are very, very shall I say, woke brother, and you talk about it in music. You talk about Black love, and that doesn't happen overnight. That's a growing process. So tell me, where did that transition happen musically that made you step back and say, whoa, I need to do something different?
I feel like, once I started beginning reading and kind of growing spiritually, then that's when it really just started. Like, I couldn't continue down the same path. I couldn't continue producing the same music that I was producing before, So I just had to really just kind of step back and just, like, you know what? I need to find a space in my music. I don't want to be corny. All the way, dropping too much jewels, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to be too, hood gangster, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Just find my lane and really just find me. So what really kind of inspired me, why I say inspired me, after the fact it hit me, Nipsey would always talk about being prolific. So I looked up the word prolific, and to be prolific is the same thing that I was shooting for, to be in that middle ground, not too far to the left, not too far to the right. I was like, wow, I understand what Nips was talking about now, because he was somewhere, I feel like he was somewhere in that same lane. I feel like I'm somewhere in that lane between the Nip, a Pac, and a Toby, and, I'm saying, as you mentioned, and the Kendrick,
Yeah.
So to not, not too far to the left, too far to the right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love that. I will truly say, since, doing interviews with so many different people, everybody, they're throwing out Tupac. They're throwing out Nipsey Hussle. They're throwing out quotes. And what that tells me is you cut from a different cloth.
Yes.
You gotta be cut from a different cloth to literally shut your old self out and then create this new, and then still be able to create music that people can enjoy. Because like you said, you don't want to be too far to the left, too far to the right. So what that brings me to is my good fun question. Mm-hmm. Who influences your music right now?
That's a good question.
Take your time, because we got it.
That's a good question. I would throw Nip in there.
Okay. For sure.
I just and I gotta throw myself. I know it may sound strange, but I gotta throw myself in there too, because it's just the fact that because I had to go inward. I feel like in going inward, I feel like I'm pulling me back out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm inspired by my higher self and what I've tapped into and the things that I'm learning. You know, so. I mean, I would have guessed. I mean, they don't do music, but I had to say the ancestors too.
Hey, listen. I will say this, because what you say and the way that you are talking about how you're doing it, I will have to say that you're doing it the perfect way, because you're funny too. You are so silly, and if you guys have not seen any of his skits, it's crazy. Your pen is hilarious. Let's talk about that funny side of you. Where does that come from? Because that can't just come from anywhere. You silly.
So appreciate it. I look at that as a good thing, right? Because
it is.
so many of us are afraid to be ourselves. So many afraid of us we feel like we got to put this shell on. We got to be hard. We got to be, this image, So in that silliness, I feel like I can be myself. I can just, don't even worry, I don't have to worry about what my hands do, if a guy come up, oh man, he weak. I don't worry about none of that,
Right.
I mean, I've taken martial arts all my life, self-defense, mixed martial arts, so I feel like I can handle myself.
Knuckles up.
So, I've been a martial artist since 9. So,
what type of martial arts?
Kung Fu, Aikido, Blue Dragon, Ninjutsu, just mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts. Come on, MMA. I'm with you. Okay. I practiced a little Kupagandhi and Gumi, a little capoeira.
Oh, okay.
Traditional karate for sure. Richard got a little background too. I see you, Richard. Long hair, don't care. So, and it's so much fun. It's a good stress reliever. It's good for discipline. And so many other things. What's your favorite?
I feel like that's why I get my mellowness from martial arts,
Yeah.
Over the years. So,
yeah.
My favorite, I'll say Taekwondo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
I like it. I like it.
So.
Again, you're a creator. I mean, and you're woke, and this also goes into your storytelling, because the most recent video, talk about the video that you recently put out.
Okay, so yeah, Anywhere is the most recent video I put out. Anywhere is basically about 2 entrepreneurs that's in love, and they're in different locations, not just love, but black love, because I feel like the visual of black love is always tainted.
Yes.
There's always the father's missing, or, what have you. So I wanted to show something different, and still keep it sexy, still keep it classy, keep it cool at the same time. So that's what pretty much Anywhere is. She's based in LA, I'm based in Houston, and shoot a video, how it worked, really just put it together the last minute. I was in LA.
How long did it take you to do that? Because it's good. It's good.
To film it, honestly, about 2 or 4 hours.
Are you serious?
Yes, so it was literally, when I wrote the song, I envisioned being in LA, and I was just happened to be in LA, and I was like, you know what? I'm in LA. Let me shoot this video. So I just
come on. I love that.
Start calling up a film crew. Start looking for a model
on the spot.
On the spot. Yes. So
Jay, no, I ain't finna be playing with you today. Are you? Because it's so. Okay, so when I first saw the video, and I was like, okay, it started off literally like a little movie. So I thought it was literally just gonna be like a little skit. But it came into a whole, you knocking on the door. She's like not knowing what's going on, and you like, hey baby, I'm here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then the music started going. I'm like, what we about to do? And you go on. So black love.
Right. And so not even just, so the woman in the video, I didn't mention this when we talked off camera, but the woman also represents a reflection of myself.
Oh.
Because typically, growing up, Houston, every rap song was a yellow bone. Pull up bad yellow bone with a thong,
Yeah, so, come on. That boy took it back. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
But once I started, learning to appreciate self, so I wanted a woman that kind of favored me. Some people thought, like, is that your sister? I'm like, no.
Right.
Not everything that's going on. No.
Awkward?
No, yeah.
Right.
So, but, I have full lips, and so, in school, other dudes, they with them big lips, this and that, whatever,
Yeah.
So, but then as I began to love self, so I wanted a woman that reflected in the video, about my build, full lips.
Big lips got a lot to say. Listen. So. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's what, so I wanted her also to be a reflection. So that's why in the song I call her my set, representing a reflection, So yeah.
I love that. So it took you 2 to 4 hours to shoot a video in LA. You don't live in LA. You're not from LA, but you put a whole project together. You write this, you visualize it, you write it, put it into play. You come up with the song, like everything is you.
Yes, ma'am.
From the
editing,
everything.
Yep.
So, I think that what that shows everybody is that you changed with the time.
Yeah, feel like
you change with the time, and that's big. What does it feel like to look back at where you came from to picking up your phone? I mean, yeah.
I just look at it and I see progress,
Yeah.
No more big white tees and, so.
Yeah.
And I had to go before the white big T era. I would typically wear more fitted clothes, more athletic wear.
Yeah.
And so now I find myself reverting back there because I feel like I'm coming back in my element. I feel like I'm going forward and backwards at the same time. Might as well say a circle. I'm reverting, coming back to my full self, or my initial self. You feel like you go through so much trauma, different issues in life and relationships, and they begin to change you. You know what I mean? So in that growth era that I was talking about, it's like I came back. It's like I erased all the oh, this chick did that, that happened, and I went back to my initial self. Who was I before all of this? And so that's been my journey, and I feel like that's the point I've come to in my life, and just coming back to that person, that original self. So
I love that. This is a deep conversation, and it can only get deeper from here, because when you're making your music, there's somebody that stays in your mind, that keeps you going, because the music industry is hard, and then the music business is even crazier, right? Yeah. So let's talk about who's in your mind. Is it a family member? Is it a very close friend? Who keeps you motivated? Who started you in this?
My brother. That's actually what I named the recording studio 912 Studios after him. His birthday, 9/12.
Wow.
So he was into music. He would make the beats and stuff like that. Every new song that came out, he'd be like, "Hey, bro, you gotta listen to this. You gotta listen to this." On top of it, you gotta check this song, guy. Check this new Trick Daddy song, guy. Check this new, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So
I love it.
And so from there, he would always bring me the fresh music, and it just grew on me, more and more, And so, and after he passed, it's like, I wanted to keep it alive and keep it going, So,
wow. It's like you picked up the torch.
Yes, indeed.
And not only that, you are taking it to a whole nother level. Yeah. So, knowing that that's one of your major influences, have you wrote any songs about him, or?
I did. I wrote one on it's an old compilation album there called I 10 Connected. It was just called My Homies, and it just, I just referenced them in the verse. But then I also have a song I wrote called Dear Bruh. So basically the song is like I'm writing a letter, and I'm kind of giving them an update in the letter. So, just,
an update.
Yeah, update on like
that's
life.
Fire.
So and saying, look, bro, a lot has changed. I'm doing this now.
You letting them know.
Letting them know, right.
Come on. Is that out right now?
That's actually on the I Am Right Over album that's coming up.
So
Come on. Anywhere and the other songs in the Frankenstein and Myrrh song and all that. All those are coming onto the I Am Right Over
Listen, let
album.
me tell you about that Frankenstein and Myrrh. Let me tell you something, because to all of my people that are just like, into crystals, into incense, into sage, a little sage in your life. Listen, let's talk about that. Why that title?
Frankenstein and Myrrh. Just when I think about Frankenstein and Myrrh, I think about relaxing, something smooth, and just deep state meditation, calmness. So, that's what the record reflects, is that calmness, and it's just a record that you can just ride to. You just drive in your car, just lay in your bed with your feet kicked up, and Frankenstein and Myrrh,
So your music has not only evolved, it's grown, and it's reaching out to other people to bring them into more of a woke state, if you will, from Black love to a little laughter, good clean laughter, and then down this lane with you. So there's an album you're working on right now. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that album.
The album is I Am Right Over, and the album itself in general, it reflects that process, that transition process.
Little screw in there? Is it?
Oh yeah.
I just need to know.
Little screw and chop, a little, a little chop,
Okay.
So in that album, like I have two songs. It's called My Mother's Story and called My Father's Story. So, and it talks about two traumatic issues that go on in the community. So my mother's story, she was molested as a young girl, and so come to find out, 3/4 of all women have been molested or touched in some inappropriate way.
Yeah.
So so I'm basically, touching on the subject and they're telling her story and hoping that women come forward with their story and that they find their power and regain their power back, through the things that happened to them. So in my father's story, he grew up without his father. So in a lot of males that I see a lot of males that's unstable. I believe in balancing the masculine and feminine energy in the household. I'm looking at when you don't have one, a lot of women, and I understand they hurt and they say, I could be the mother and the father.
Right.
I don't.
That's a lot.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I can't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because I can only show so much feminine energy. And when I say feminine, I don't mean, for people that don't know and understand, when I talk about energy, it's not nothing homosexual.
No.
And not knocking, anybody.
For sure. Disclaimer.
Yeah. So
Just saying.
So yeah, but that energy, everything in this world is masculine and feminine. You know what I mean?
Right. You're speaking from the emotional. Right. It's okay to show emotions and show affection for a woman, or show that you care.
Right.
I got you.
What I mean? And so because of a lot of men cut their emotions off, because we taught to cut our emotions off, it's hard for us to even be empathetic most times with women.
Period.
So when dudes do what they do and the female cries, it's just like, oh man, she just tripping right now, dog.
Right.
That's the mindset, because they can't tap into themselves. You know what I mean?
If y'all don't know that this is in his music. He ain't just talking.
Yeah.
I heard. I'm a witness. I got receipts. Look, I got receipts. But so what I appreciate is that you're not just coming out saying, to the guys this, or to the women specifically this.
Right.
You're talking to everybody.
Everybody. Right. So I mean, because it's you get on social media, man, it's so much men do, women do, men versus women. You make a post about women, all the women. It's like nobody wants to take accountability. You know what I mean? So that's, everybody's doing the matrix with accountability. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, it's true.
So and in this record, I'm like, I made posts on social media and women attacking, and I'd be like, hey, wait a minute. Like, for example, I made a post just saying that, women, y'all have the torch in hip hop now. You know what I mean? So why regurgitate this toxic masculinity? They didn't see, they disregarded the whole toxic masculinity.
Period.
It was just when the men did, I'm like, what men, y'all did. I'm like, look, I acknowledge that. That's what I said. Toxic masculinity. I even traced where you got it from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm crediting us, men in general, as the root. You know what I mean? But out the window. You know what I mean?
It happens all the time. And I believe that that's what makes your work so interesting, because you have the musical aspect of it, and then you have the visual aspect of it. So you continue to tell the stories through music, but then you show it in the visual aspect. So you're giving us the gems. Yes, Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I feel like it just, it got to be done. So.
Okay, so then this also brings me into how you work with other artists, because you're also a producer. And you got, your setup is fire.
I appreciate it.
So shout out to that.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, I do the engineering. I've dabbled and dabbled with production. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
But I just ain't got the patience. I just don't. So, I get to trying to quantize it, and
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. Now, my first female artist I put out in like 2004. It was on the radio. I made the beat. I recorded it. I did the whole thing. The song was called "What You Creeping For."
Okay.
So I just wrote it from a male perspective, but let a woman sing it, kind of like Victoria's Secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that way, for like everybody would catch on, and it was number one locally.
What?
Yeah. So, and we recorded that out of a dorm room. At the time, I didn't want nobody to know. I was like, don't tell them when y'all go to radio. Don't tell them it's in the dorm. Don't tell them it's in the dorm.
Now, that's the spot. That's the hot spot.
So, and of course, they get on the radio, and the DJ asks, well, y'all recorded it at the dorm room?
Oh, man. Come on.
So,
I just hope that that they don't still have that out right now, because I would love to hear that audio.
Oh yeah, I got it in the archives.
Listen, okay, so you're working with different artists. I've heard some of the music. It's amazing. Your ears crisp like crazy. Who are some of the artists and or producers that you look to work with?
I like to work with Oshun. I like to work with eventually J. Cole.
Come on, man. J. Cole spits bars.
Yes, indeed. So
he spits bars.
So I mean, I'm really willing and open to work with anybody. Truthfully, so I love that. I feel like I'm gonna meet them where they at. You know what I mean? So, man, ain't gonna go too. I may Andre 3000 it. You know what?
Come on, yeah.
So he'll get on a ratchet record, but still be fire. Still
he gonna have something to say,
right? You know what I'm saying. So I was still, but and truthfully, I ain't gonna, I got some songs that sound ratchet.
Yeah,
but it ain't ratchet. You know what I mean?
You said, but they're not.
They're not, but they sound ratchet.
Okay.
And if you don't look deep into the record and listen to it, you're gonna think it's ratchet, you know what I mean? So,
but I know you spitting though. I know you giving gems because that's. I mean, you're a gem giver, a gem dropper.
Man, light work. It's light work.
Look at, come on now. Look, we're bringing out that humbleness for real. Now, this has been an amazing interview, and it's only getting better. But now I have to back up a little bit because I need to know, do you play any instruments?
Well, I started off playing the clarinet. And the cornet, I'm sorry, cornet.
The cornet, okay. Yeah, what is that?
It's like a little mini trumpet.
Don't judge me.
It's kind of like a trumpet, you know.
Oh, like, okay. Is that the little, look.
I had to verify, yeah. It's kind of like a trumpet, yeah. So.
How long did you play? That's the next question.
By middle school, and that was it.
Okay.
You know what I would love to play though was the guitar. Like I got love for it. I got a guitar and see this guitar in the studio. Everybody like, you play the guitar? I'm like, nope. But I love to look at it.
Really?
So I just couldn't get my fingers. You know how you got to stretch your fingers along.
Listen.
And, so I say I'm just going to admire it.
I am banned from all instruments.
What happened?
Because my nails. I'm banned from all instruments. Everybody tell me just pick up the microphone and leave it right alone. Stick what you good at, girl. I'm like, okay, whatever. So what do you consider good music?
Good music is anything to me with substance. So I mean, and I ain't gonna say that. Let me. I primarily, something with substance.
Okay,
but I'm not always. Like I said, I'm in that middle zone. I'm not always so woke. I like ratchet music too.
Yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, listen. I'm gonna tell you. The other day we had Sunshine Rhea in the building, and she was bringing up people like Big Frida and the little B King, and I'm like, B King that's my boy. Now,
but the man, you shake it.
What?
Shake it. Put it front. Get it down.
B King, we love you here at Iconics Radio. We want to see you soon because you is crazy. Who are some of the artists that you've opened up for?
I've opened up for Big Mo, Charlie Boy.
Wow.
Devin the Dude.
Wow, classics.
It's
a list of them, huh?
Yeah,
recently.
So with this new project, I told myself I wasn't gonna perform until it's just released.
Yeah.
I told myself that I'm just gonna basically, as I'm starting in a new brand, that I'm just gonna create the demand.
Yeah.
Supply and demand. So I told myself that I would step back from performing. I've got offers to perform, and I'm just like, nah, it ain't.
Not right now.
Not right now. You know what I mean? So I want to come with it totally different. My set, everything, I want it totally different. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting back and just, I want to rebuild as far as the brand in the new lane. People know me as J Know the Joker. That was the old name.
Yeah.
So I had to graduate to a king. You know what I mean? To
Oh,
J Know the Sun King.
see, listen. Now we've literally taken everything and we're putting it all together into this package so people can know that when we play your music, what they're gonna get, like what they're gonna hear, what's out there right now. So you're a family man, you're a businessman. You're never not working because somebody was like, look, if you get J No, you better get him in here like when you book him immediately. Get him in here because he will be gone.
Who's snitching on me? Who said that? Who's snitching on me?
He was like, you everybody get him in here because that boy would be gone. And I'm like, okay.
Rob,
you know.
Who did it? Who was it?
He was like, that boy would be on a flight.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on a flight tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on now. You never not working, Mr. J.
So, yeah,
I'm here for it. I love it. And all of your messages that you're putting out there are powerful, even through your social media. And I just want to say thank you for all the work that you're doing nonstop.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
For any aspiring creator, because that's what you are. You're not just the man behind the board, right? You're in front of the microphone. You have this blueprint that you laid out, like for yourself, you know. For that aspiring young man, that young brother, that young king in training that's trying to find the right way from his Air Force Ones to what advice would you give him that's watching you right now?
To just really be himself and tell his story. It's too many people trying to tell other people's story or imitate stories. You know, we always often think that our story isn't good enough. You know what I mean? It's not glamorous enough. But you, with your story and what you're going through, I feel like it's 1,000 or millions of other people that's going what you're going through. You know, even though you may not hear about it or see about it on TV, you know, there's a lot of stuff in this world that goes unspoken. So I just feel like that's the advice I would give them. Look at your life, examine your life. You know, and as an artist, I tell artists that's going to help you grow. You know, as you learn more about yourself, that'll help you grow as an individual. You know, and then you'll be able to help other people grow as well. To me, that's what it's all about, is just growth and everybody growing and just basically taking themselves from a rough ashlar, which is like a big block, and Kemet, and then just chiseling themselves and just carving away at themselves. You know what I mean? And being the best version of themselves. So
this icon talk. I don't know about y'all. I'm like, give me my pen, my pad. Let me take some notes. I'm gonna throw 3 names out at you, and I just want you just to tell me, because you're full of gems. So you ready?
Ready. I'm ready.
Let's go. Toby.
What I'm doing with it? Wait, I mean, I love his music. He's lyrical. He his lines is he write in a way that you just don't expect. You know, you can kind of predict the next line, and when people say, you don't predict his lines. It's just, you know, and you just be like, wait, hold on, bring him back, rewind it back.
I love it.
You know, so
Kendrick Lamar,
just I just get that free spirit energy from him. You know, that just basically not just free and just open with it, not just so confound in and not so. It's like some people will say he mainstream, but I don't really see him mainstream.
Okay,
you know, so like he said in the record, you know, they messed up how they let a conscious artist go mainstream.
Just switch it up.
So you know,
I love it. I like this one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the baby.
Yeah, I like his rawness.
Okay.
You know, I like his originality.
Edgy,
yeah, right. And the fact that, you know, some people say he rapped the same, but it's still him. That's when I talk about finding yourself and being in your own lane. He's in his own lane. He's not
changing.
Right.
Did you even see what the project that him and 50 released it on his Instagram, a video he did, and he's like the Joker. Did you see that?
No,
you gotta check that out, man. It's crazy. He's like doing like that Eminem in your face, nanny boo boo. This is what I did. Take it, like
yeah. I gotta check that out.
I love it.
You know,
I love it.
So I gotta check that out. You know,
please do. So we're about to get ready to wrap this up, but we can't do that without knowing where we can find some more of your stuff, because you work in all genres of music, right? Yes, I know you got EDM, right?
EDM, R&B, pop, hip hop, rap, yep.
Everything.
So anything, you know.
Kyle J. No.
Yes, indeed.
He can write your movie script. He can write your video. I mean, like, he can get you in the studio, record. He may not want to produce it, but he would enjoy.
Yeah. I relate you to refer you to a good producer,
Mr.Iconix. I just want to stamp that.
Yeah, you know. There you go. I'd be like, he right upstairs.
Look, he right upstairs.
He right around the way.
I love me some truth.
So, you know.
Where can the people find J No?
Well, my music is on all streaming platforms: Amazon, Rhapsody, iTunes, Apple, whatever you name it.
Yeah.
Social media: JNO _D_ Sun King. So that's
Catch that. Is the Sun King, is that spelled a special way?
nah, just SUNKING.
Okay, they will SON that thing.
Shout out to all my Sun people, by the way.
Yes, salute.
So, but yeah, so that's it's a story behind that too, but I don't,
That's gonna be the part 2.
Yeah,
Once you drop the album, we're gonna bring you back so we can get into this stuff, okay? Y'all, we have been rocking with the one and only Mr. J No in the building. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me once again.
Oh my God. I don't want you to go.
I'm so sorry for coming late.
That's okay. That's why we hit. Listen, artists, we always we're gonna check the time.
I can't even say I'm fashion. Look, I can't even say I'm fashionably late because I wore this shirt in the video and I tried not to wear the same shirt twice. So I was like, man,
I love you. You are a mess. And what's the name of the video? We gotta look for it too.
Oh, anywhere. ANW, spell like it's spelled.
Okay.
ANY, excuse me. What am I spelling?
That's okay. It's late, but we in this thing anywhere. And do you have a release date yet, or?
It's actually released now. It's out now.
Anywhere. Okay.
Actually, yeah. So it's actually been distributed to BET, MTV. So y'all blow them up or something. I don't know.
We need them numbers to run it up, y'all. J No, come on now. Anywhere is out right now, so make sure you stream that. Look out for his music that's gonna be dropping really soon, guys. We're gonna definitely have the King back in the building here at Iconix Radio again. With that being said, it's your girl Mikhail Rose. J No, again, thank you so much for coming through. All right, guys, that's it. Smooches and Roses, Iconix Radio Week.